Hello. So today we're going to look at the New York City expense budget for the New York City Council. They sometimes call this the discretionary budget, but the truth is everything is discretionary. So the better name for it is the expense budget, and that's what it's called in open data websites. And I believe that's what the internal budget people probably call it. First, go to this site, tony.brooklyncoop.org. I recommend you join the mailing list, but that's optional. Go to budget. There's something about capital budget for the Brooklyn Borough President by default, but you can go to this tab, which is the New York City Council expense budget. Then all these links go to the same place. There's a simple website sheet explorer tool that allows you to pick and choose what options you want to see in the New York City Council expense budget. What's happened since fiscal year 2014 is they've actually published this. I guess in the past it's been all done on paper and not published. It'd be nice if people would call their council person and say, we want the history back to the year whatever, 2000, year 1960. The spending back then must be written down someplace, you would think. So the best thing to do now is click on it. You'll get a read-only view. Anyone who wants to actually see the real data, please contact me. You can write to ralph@titleforce.org. I can put that somewhere, or you can, just look at it. It shows who the owner is. You can write to the owner. So I'm going to click here, and it goes into a sheet that shows you the history for the expenses for councilperson 11. He happens to be one nearby here. There's many pages in this 11 Carnegie nearby where, in Brooklyn. And then there's a choice to pick your own council person and see the history of their expense budget. Expense budget just means every year they get a certain allocation. I've heard different stories. It's part of that Schedule C giant document on the New York City Council budget website. So let's just go through it. 11, and the data in the spreadsheets may not be completely clear, so we'll do our best. Null, I'm not sure why that shows up, but it's a big number. Now let me make this bigger too, just to see if that makes it better. So we'll just move around here. And what you can see is, I think I can even click on these things. If I mouse over, you get the full name. I don't know what these things are. I mean, they are nonprofits, but you can see that whatever this is, YELDA, you can search on it, 12F. It's not clearly documented what it is, but it must be some Hebrew school, it looks like. Now, these are all the places that are getting money. Council District 33, how in the world did it get money? It got money to itself. Wow. So you can see, if you're a nonprofit, please contact ralph@titleforce.org. I'll put that somewhere. Please contact there. That's interesting. Yeah, and so I can make it bigger. I don't know if I can make it any bigger. Guess you can't make it much bigger than that. Just go to just email me there. because you can see your history. For instance, this PS10 got 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, 20,000, nothing. Oops. And this skips pages. So let me go here. And so we'll go to the next page here. This is the one where you can actually pick your own council person. So if you want to pick your own council person, I recommend you, because there's too much data for this tool to show all of them, and it'd be confusing anyway without a summary. So let's say we want to pick, it's a little, it takes a while to turn off unless, so let's say we want to pick a particular person. It's supposed to turn off, but I've seen this. Yeah, there it goes. So Lander, let's say, if you want Lander, and then it'll automatically pick just Lander. So you can see he's giving to the Brooklyn School. I think this is sorted in some order, but you can see the allocations are mostly 20,000. And you can see where they're going. Let's just say, yeah, it jumps around. Secondary School of Law, got it, didn't get it, got it, didn't get it. I don't know how this is. The Cultural Immigration, BIPA, got 50,000. You can scroll over. I've made the screen big in order to be easier to see. Yeah. And so if we went here and then we moved over, I think you have to move over this way. Yeah. 50,000, and then they got nothing. And here's the totals over here. And I'd appreciate other input on this because some of these numbers don't add up. What I've learned from the council people themselves is they get $400,000 of money, but these numbers are much higher than 400,000. So there's all kinds of extra things that happen, like something called a delegation. I think Manhattan delegation, Brooklyn delegation. It'd be good if the public saw what's going on here. And we're going here, back to here, back here. And the key to this is just go through the pages. If you want new pages, let me know. This is at, remember, Ralph at TitleForce.org. The key to this is they're just some summary pages that I've created. And this one, I guess I can get to show it in a big way, is showing all the sources and the counts. So local has over the history of 4 years, or how many years since 2014, there's been 21 or 22,000 allocations to local, and to youth there's been 6,600. Aging, you can see over the years, cultural, who gets the money and what are the categories, speaker initiative, greener New York. And as it gets smaller, it becomes almost impossible to read. Now let's go to the next one, just to keep. This is the one that takes the council person and pivots, which just means it makes it into a column over time, I believe. Oh, no, this is a summary of which people are getting most of the allocations. It's not money-wise, it's just counts. And you can see the speaker is getting most of the allocations of local. Then here's a pie chart that shows the sources. And then we'll close with a pie chart that shows the council people themselves. And thank you for watching, and please email. Again, remember the email is here. Right there, and you can make this bigger.